So for I'm gonna say 20th and 19. I'll tell you the order I had them
Yeah,
in,
yeah,
but it literally can be back and forth
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
these two.
It's all good.
So I'm just gonna say them both. I got Sheffield United and Luton Town. I got 20th, I got Sheffield United, and then 19th, I got Luton Town. But it literally, I think it's interchangeable. I
Yeah,
just don't think they'll do enough to stay up. They're just gonna be those teams like the yo-yo clubs that just keep going up and down.
yeah.
But you never know. I mean, one of them can end up staying up, but I do got one staying up actually. So for 18, it's about time Everton goes down. It. I'm
That's funny.
tired.
I had
I'm
them there and
tired
I
of.
changed my mind. I had them
No,
there.
I'm tired of them scraping relegation. They did sign Danjuma, they did sign Ashley Young, but I just don't think it's enough. Like they've been scraping this, and I think it's also like now it's kind of like it's just more pressure on them because they're just always been like scraping relegation in a way. And I just think it's just like there's too much before you just go down. Like at some point it's inevitable, and
Yeah.
that's why I just got them going down. However, for 17th I got Burnley, and I only put Burnley over Everton because I got faith in Company. Just because Company is the coach for Burnley, I don't know. I have more faith in him and like the team he can set up. And they also did sign James Trafford, but like they didn't make a bunch of moves, but I just got faith, and I don't think the three teams that just got promoted are going to get relegated. It just makes no sense to me. I obviously think there's going to be one, and like I said, Everton. I'm just like I'm tired of them. I want to see them go down at this point. Like it's just irritating. I used to like Everton, which is funny because I used to like Everton like whenever I was
Because of
younger,
Tim
but
Howard?
like yeah, because of Tim Howard. But Tim Howard is no longer there, so I don't care anymore.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. But what about because of JJ Watt? Surely that's higher than the 17th position,
Dude, that's why I got what's it called?
right?
What's it called? That's why I got him just
At 17,
nah.
I'm hilarious.
Yeah,
Well,
like
you're gonna make AJ3 and Harry Hesketh very sad.
I know literally whenever I was saying it up, I was just thinking of Harry Aske's reaction. Literally hilarious.
Oh, I
No,
know, right? He goes like,
yeah.
"What? We're going down."
Nah, nah, but I think
uh,
I was watching something too, and like it's funny because I think even they know because I remember I was watching AJ3 the other day, and he was just like, it's starting to get to the point where it's just inevitable that they're like gonna go down. But like obviously being an Everton fan, you're not just gonna like assume they're
say
gonna go
that,
down. You're obviously
yeah,
gonna hope for them to stay up. And
yeah.
it's funny because they're getting a new stadium, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, I think they are, yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be hilarious if they
If
have
they
to
get
play in
it
the
in the
new stadium in
championship,
the
oh, I
championship. That
know it
was
would be.
so that's also
Yeah,
why I put him.
that's
That's also why
funny.
I put him 18 just for the
No,
meme.
yeah. I mean, it's
But
not wrong. I mean, Southampton were in the
yeah,
bottom leagues, like the bottom of the league for so long till they finally went down. So it does happen. So I'm not surprised,
yeah.
But yeah. All right, but go ahead. So 16th.
All right. So 16th, I actually got Bournemouth. What's it called? I didn't. Bournemouth's like that weird team where I kind of just didn't know where to put them because I'm just like I don't know if they're getting worse or they're getting better. They didn't really do anything like with signings, so it's just like I don't know. There was that team that's like always somewhat too scraping relegation. Like I remember, I think last year they just like scraped it too, but like once it was like 3 or 4 points, they were literally so far off. And the only player I think they got was like Clivert from
Oh
what's it
yeah,
called?
from Roma.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. They just did nothing intriguing, but like some of these teams also how I placed them, it's kind of just like other teams that fit them here. Because like say like I'll give an example later on, but like I just think some teams did worse that like just dropped them a little bit. So I just kind of had Bournemouth 16. I wasn't like that was just like my meh choice. I didn't really know where to go with them. But so then 15, I do got Wolves. I know Wolves got a little higher last year, but I don't know. They lost literally almost everybody, like all their stars. They lost Neves to the Saudi League. They lost Jimenez. They lost Nathan Collins, and like they got
They
a
didn't
lot of
resign
holes
Adama
now.
Traore.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got a lot of holes, and they didn't really make any signings. Like if you look at their signings, they're just like
They
these
only
lower
they only
players.
got
Yeah,
one. They brought back Doherty, but
yeah,
he's kind
Doherty,
of
and they're
lost a bit.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, they brought Doherty, but he's up there in age
Yeah.
too. Like, yeah. So I don't know. Well, probably not up there in age, but like I feel like they've been playing so long because freaking
Yeah.
football players play from such a young age that it's just like yeah, you kind of forget how like young they actually are. But Yeah, so that's kind of why I had them 15th. And I mean, I don't know, Wolves is just like that one team to me, like it's like a personal thing where like I don't know, they just there's something just like unenticing about that team. That it's just like every year it makes me want to put them lower and lower. And I was like, I think they just
My
get
only
worse and
reason
worse.
to keep them up is gone now, so we'll see where my rankings go.
Yeah. So then, all
So
right.
we'll
So then,
see.
14th, I got Nottingham Forest. They did just sign Elanga, and I
They
think
did. That
I
was a
don't know.
good
I
signing.
kind of have faith in Nottingham Forest. Like, what's it called? I think last year, whenever I was just like looking at the where they were gonna be at, I think I had them like really, really low. But I don't know. This year, there's just something different. I think they're like they got rid of a bunch of their what's it called? How do you say it? Not like see. I don't want to be.
Last season they bought a shit ton of players, and they've gotten rid
Yeah,
of some of those. You can tell they were just trying to panic
yeah.
buy and keep themselves up, but it
Yeah,
looks like they're doing it right now.
it's because like I don't want to be disrespectful and say they got rid of like trash players they didn't
It's
need, but like
okay, Brian. You could just say
yeah,
players that didn't fit the mold.
yeah, players that didn't fit the mold got everybody gone. So like
Sometimes,
even though they
yeah,
didn't, yeah, even though they didn't bring anybody like crazy in, I know they got Alonga, but that was like besides it, like crazy names that you could think of. But just like I think it's more of like a locker room type of thing where they got
yeah,
everybody out that they need to. So now it'll just fit better, but we'll see. You never know. So
yeah,
then 13th, I got Fulham. Now this one I see in your bias a little bit because they just signed Raul Jimenez. But you never
yes.
know. Oh, what's it called? Also with Fulham, I don't um I don't know where to like I don't know where to put them either because like I feel like they did get a little bit better, but like they didn't really move.
Okay,
But
so okay, so sorry,
last year,
so hold on, Ryan. Sorry to cut you off, but this one they forgot to put Fulham in it. They forgot
oh
to,
really?
yeah. So just imagine it that Fulham is 13th. Okay, they
All
forgot to
right.
put Fulham in it. Okay, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they were pretty decent last year. I think they overachieved last year, I'm not gonna lie. Because they ended off like 10th, I want to say. And but this year that's why I kind of just got them dropping a little bit. But then so after 13th, this is where I start getting up to like the more interesting teams. I got 12th, I actually got West Ham. So West Ham, they lost Declan Rice obviously, which kind of was just like my big what's it called reason as to like why I put them a little lower. I think they did get better than last year because last year I think they performed really bad. I'm not gonna lie, but obviously they're not gonna be any higher just because Declan Rice was such a big part of their team. But then 11th, I got Crystal Palace. They did lose Jack Butland, and they didn't, or what's it called? Uh, what's it called? Oh, what do I want to say? They basically didn't do much like transfer wise, but I don't know. There's something about Crystal Palace that I always kind of hold on with, but I literally always keep them middle of the pack. Like they never do much to go up, but they never do much to drop, and I kind of like their team. So we'll see, but it's kind of it's iffy. There's some of these teams where like I can see them somewhat up, somewhat down. Like 10th, I got Brentford, so they did sign Collins. They also signed Flecken, but I don't know. I miss the. I personally miss the Brentford, the what's it called, the Ericsson Brentford days. So I kind of don't really keep up with Brentford, but I feel bad like throwing them all the way down, and I don't think they've been doing bad. So kind of kept them up there. Ninth, I got Brighton. I'm actually like, I don't want to say because they did make a couple signings. They did get Milner. They got what's it called, Joao Pedro. But they also like lost some big ones. Like they lost McAllister. They lost Robert Sanchez, which is my goat now from here on out. So we're not gonna talk about. We'll talk about it when we get to the
Yeah,
Chelsea ranking. But
yeah,
yeah, they obviously like got rid of two of the big players, but they did bring in like Milner. But I mean, Milner's Milner.
hey, he's a
He ain't
solid
no
player.
he ain't no McAllister. Like let's
He's a
be real.
solid player.
Yeah, but also I kind of put them a little lower just because I don't think they'll do good now that they're going to be in the what's called the Europa League.
Yeah,
So I think they'll have a lot more to worry about, which kind of it's kind of making that's what you'll see with my upper teams that I kind of put a lot of thought into like how they would do with multiple things to worry about, like not just the Premier League, but also with the Europa League or the Champions League, etc. So then, so eighth, I actually got Aston Villa. I got them going a little bit lower than last year. They're gonna be fighting for the Conference Cup.
Yeah, Conference League.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't what's it called? I didn't put them seventh, like keep them like last year because they were that one team that I really wanted to like because I was excited with their moves. They got Diaby, they got Tielemans, they got Pau Torres, and then I think Pau Torres is gonna be like huge for them because yeah, they just I wasn't really happy with their defense last year, and but I don't know. There's something with being or focusing on one more thing other than just the prem, which kind of like scares me for a team like that. So I kind of just had them dropping more or dropping ones. Seventh, it's gonna be a not really a shocker, but can be a shocker because it could be a little high. I got Tottenham. I say it's gonna be a little high because we don't know what the hell they're doing. They're probably not gonna have Harry Kane. Like I find it very, very, very like hard to believe that they're gonna have Harry Kane. They
Yeah.
did sign Kulusevski. They did sign Madison, which I thought was actually like a nice pickup. They signed Vicario, but I don't know, man. The Kane is just like I think Kane and Son are like the two things keeping them up every single year. But now that one's gone, I don't know how Son's gonna play. I don't know what they're gonna be doing. So I got him seventh. I genuinely like. I'm not even lying. I can see them going like as far as 10th. That might be
I'm not.
crazy to
No,
say.
I wouldn't be surprised either. Honestly.
Yeah, that might be crazy to say, but I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm telling you, I can like the more I think about it, the lower I think they can even be because it's
Yeah.
just like
Exactly.
I don't know. I think Harry Kane's just the heart and soul for
Yeah.
Tottenham, but it is what it is. So then six, I got Newcastle. Obviously, they just got Champions League, which is a big reason why I dropped them to six. Also, there's a little bit of bias coming up, so they did get Harvey Barnes. They got Tonali beefing up a little bit of their midfield, and then but they did lose Saint Max to the Saudi league, so we'll see how that goes. But I mean, I think they're still going to be up there. Their team's very, very decent. They've been building it the right way. They still got what's it called, Trippier. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think the Champions League is just going to be too big for not like no, because
I like
I
how
don't know.
you
I'm just
missed
gonna
out.
yeah.
I like how you missed out on their
Huh?
biggest signing of the summer, which was Sandro Tonali.
I did say Sandro
Did
Tonali.
you?
Yeah.
I swear I didn't hear you say that. Even though it was
No,
kind
I
of by,
did.
even though it was kind of by force, and he didn't want to
I,
go.
yeah, no, I literally mentioned it right. I mentioned it when I
I
said Harvey
must have
Barnes.
heard
I said Tonali.
everything but that. All
Yeah,
right, no, you're
no,
good.
yeah, yeah,
Go ahead,
no.
continue.
So I don't know. There's definitely that. Like I'm telling you, there's. I just think that these teams are going to be affected by like playing in these bigger things where they don't usually play like the Champions League because obviously freaking Newcastle ain't always in the Champions League. So I just think it's another thing to worry about. And honestly, I, me personally, I don't think they're gonna like be winning the freaking Prem anytime soon. So I would just focus on the Champions League and just make a good push. But that's why I got them sixth. Fifth, we get to the big five, you can say. Obviously, I couldn't put my Chelsea boys fifth. And I'm not even mad about it. Fifth, I got Man United. And I'll tell you why. They just got bamboozled by Chelsea and signing the biggest flop in Mason Mount. they just they also signed Onana, which is funny because today they had a preseason game and he got scored on like I think they scored a half yard way goal where like literally kicked it from the half yard way and it just went over his head. But I mean they ended up winning, but like I just find it hilarious. And then but they did lose a lot of players and a lot of their depth. Like they lost Tellez, they lost Ilanga, they lost De Gea. They tried blaming De Gea for their struggles, but I don't that's just to me that was their scapegoat. Like that's who they went to just like try to throw all their problems and blame the season for. But obviously last year they ended up much higher, but it also goes into effect where like Chelsea had a bad season, Liverpool had a bad season, like Newcastle somewhat should have been ahead of Man City and they almost got ahead. I think they were up, but they ended up dropping a couple games at the end of the season last year. So I don't know. I think it's gonna level out to how the Prem usually plays. So that's why I have our Man United or fifth, fourth. This can go either or. I'll throw in the benefit of the doubt, and I'll put Chelsea at fourth. I'll put Chelsea at fourth because honestly, they don't have nothing to worry about besides the Prem. literally all you got is the Prem, and they did get Pochettino. They also got Nicholas Jackson. They got Nkunku. They got what's it called, Robert Sanchez, who I heard is at some point going to start. I think they're going to start with Kepa, and then they're just going to compete. But they're trying to ultimately switch to Robert Sanchez, which honestly, I'm a fan of. I'm not the biggest fan of Kepa. Like I know this dude's good at penalties, but I'll never forget the game where he was put in over Mendy to get or to make saves and penalty shootout, and then his penalty comes up and he just skies it, and then he doesn't get one save. So, oh my god! Ever since that day, I've had a little hate towards what's it called, towards Kepa. And then they also got you're gonna have to help me pronounce this name because what's it called? I
Which
don't
one?
Oguchu Chukwu.
Well,
I don't know
you're
how to
not talking
say his
about. I
name.
think it's like Owuchumeka, right? Or that's not him.
Yeah, something like that. We're just gonna go with that because I don't know how to say it, but it's like Ogochu or something like that. But anyways, we also got Gabriel from Santos, the midfielder, who's crazy by the way, and I just can't wait. But he's still young, and I do got the only reason I'm gonna put him fourth is because even though they don't have nothing to worry about, and I am concerned about other teams, one team in particular that I'm gonna mention right now, but I'm not going to talk about it yet. But I put them fourth just because they're still young. If you look at Chelsea's roster, it's just so young, and they don't have like the only veteran I think they got you would consider would be like what's it called, Thiago Silva, and like maybe at this rate, freaking Ben Chilwell. Like these are like their old players compared
Yeah.
to how young they've got, which is kind of crazy. But I am excited with the new play style they're going to be playing with because I think, if anything, I think if there's one person that can fix Chelsea, it's Pochettino. So I'm just very excited. I got them fourth. I could even see them going third, but for the sake of this podcast, I'm going to put them fourth just so I don't get flames at my chest. So, and because I know obviously I was like I try not to be biased, but like it's just so hard. But for the sake of it, I won't be biased. So
Yeah.
then third, I got Liverpool. This is why I said I can see Chelsea going third because Liverpool literally demolished their midfield. They thought bringing in McAllister himself, the random myth, the legend, is gonna fix it, but
It's not their
I
fault
just,
that Saudi Arabia came calling.
dude, you're not even wrong. Like literally, the goat Hendo is finally gone. Like they just lost everybody in their midfield,
Yeah, pretty much.
and I don't know. The only reason I have them third is just because I have faith in Klopp, and I don't think they'll do bad. I don't think they'll do bad as last year, and I think them being that bad last year is just gonna like spark something and make them like go crazy. But I'm very curious because I've heard some crazy like things actually come from Liverpool, where I've heard that like they might even try to throw Trent in the midfield. So
Yeah.
we'll see because they really need help in the midfield. Like not even like they need depth bad, and I think they need another star at midfield. I've never a fan of their last midfield, so like I don't blame them for like demolishing it. Not demolishing it, but like Saudi coming in like scooping everybody. If anything, I think it'll help them out in the long run when they get some more players signed. But I don't know. I just think they're just. Oh, and they also got what's it called? What's his face? So the Zoe, whatever his name is,
We talking
the
about
defender
Liverpool?
guy. Yeah,
Wait.
he's like it starts with an S and a Z. I just don't know
Oh,
how to say his name.
Sobozlai
Yeah, there you go. They
from
got
RB
that dude to
Leipzig.
help him out. Yeah. So I don't know. I think they're just that they won't do bad like last year. Klopp will fix everything up, even though they don't have a team. It don't matter. Klopp is Klopp. So
Yeah.
I have much more faith in Klopp than a young Chelsea team. As bad as that sounds, because I'm a Chelsea fan, but like it is what it is. You just you know what to expect from a team
Yeah.
like that, where they just got a good manager like that, and managers. You believe it or not, they are like way more impactful than you think. So
Yes, they make a huge difference.
second, Second, obviously, again, I just can't put Man City ever at second at this rate. Like you'll just never see them second. So I obviously got Arsenal, and I'm honestly like, call me crazy. I'm somewhat well. Before I say this, they got fleeced with Havertz. So before I say my statement, just so it's out there, so people don't think I'm like giving them credit for signing Havertz. I'm happy for their signings. They got Declan Rice, they like really gonna beef up their midfield, and they also got Timber to help them out at what's it called, their defense. Because honestly, I think their team is like already crazy structured in a way where Arteta's just like building something, and I think with them, it's something like they don't need to bring in these crazy players because they're more like a culture based team where like they grow their players, they bring in a bunch of babies, and then they make them like they develop their players. We'll say that they're very good with developing their players. So I don't think they're the team to go out and sign these like the Mbappes and all that. Although they were rumored, but
Yeah.
they obviously threw everything in at Rice just because they really wanted to beef up their midfield. But I think they have what they already needed to stay up, and I don't think the Champions League is going to play into it. I know they're going to be Champions League this year, but they're the one team where I'm just like, if there's a team that can do it from the top four, like from that are going to be in this year to really stay up, it's going to be them, and obviously Man City. So then, obviously, my Prem champions are Man City. As bad as I have to say it, I don't want to say it. But yes, Man City's gonna win the Prem again. Oh my god, like it just gets me so mad. Their depth is crazy. They just signed Kovacic. They signed Gavardio. Aki really stepped up last year. Like they didn't need to do anything. As long as Holland is playing and they have KDB, they're gonna win the what's it called, the Prem. And if Mbappe does not go to Real Madrid, I think they're gonna win the Champions League again, which is sad to say, but I think it's the sad truth. But
Never,
if
bro.
Mbappe goes to Madrid, shit changes really quick. So I'll just say
We'll
that.
see.
I'll just say that. But yeah, I think Man City. There, it's just Pep is gonna do Pep. He's just gonna take over the league. It don't matter. They can start off in 20th and they'll freaking come back and they'll end up winning the league. So yeah, I think they're just too crazy. Like they even lost some players. They lost Mares. I heard Bernardo Silva was actually going to go to Barcelona, but I think it got blown up, that deal. But
They
I don't know.
talk
I
for
think he's
more, but they don't have
yeah.
money.
I think he's still either they're going to try to make another. I think they're going to try to make another offer, or the Saudis going to try to pick him up. But even then, it doesn't matter, dude. They're going to win the league. It doesn't matter who they lose. It doesn't matter who they bring in. It is what it is. So yeah, that's my what's it called? My predictions. I'll say it really quickly one more time. Just like I'm gonna say it super fast, just to make it a little bit more clear. So whenever we do the rerun, to see where we ended off, like we can have
Yeah.
a good understanding. So first I got Man City, second I got Arsenal, third I got Liverpool, fourth Chelsea, fifth Man United, sixth Newcastle, seventh Tottenham, eight Aston Villa, nine Brighton, 10th Brentford, 11th Crystal Palace, 12th West Ham, 13th Fulham, 14th Nottingham Forest, 15th Wolves, 16th Bournemouth, 17th Burnley, 18th Everton, 19th Luton Town, and 20th Sheffield United.
All
So yeah,
right.
that's my predictions. We'll see how it goes. I'm just hoping Chelsea gets Champions League ball next year. That's what I'm gonna end it with. All
Nice,
right, on to
nice.
you.
Okay.